And we're live. Welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And it is Monday night. And as always, I'm joined by a fantastic group of people. Looking forward to this show. So let's go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And yes, as I said, we're joined by some fantastic people today. So as always, guys, I'm Solo. I'm joined by Mr. B, OMONDI, and we're joined by Shah. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Yeah. So we all feeling, we had sort of a bad start to the weekend, but I'm taking it after Sunday, the beautiful weather. I think we dust it all off and we're ready to roll again for this week, yeah, guys?
Nope.
Well, Mr. B would say that. I mean, he's been struggling of late, and I think we should put him on a prescription of happy pills or more shows until he gets better. We see that big smile again, you know. Mr. B's been down in the dumps. Yeah, that's for sure.
Do you know what, as well? Before we go to Mr. B quickly, you know what we should do? We should actually keep the show going until, if we don't hit, say, 60 like, Mr. B has to come and do a solo show on his own on the watch along on Thursday. That's his punishment.
I'm phoning up all my relatives now. Please, just like quick. So you guys, if you're in the chat, just like quick. Yeah.
Shah, how are you feeling after the game? I know you did the preview, the reaction show as well for Monday. How are you feeling after a dismal weekend for us, really?
Well, my weekends are filled with bad emotions quite regularly, you know, watching United play. So really, I just, I've come to accept where we are, really, and I'll just brush it off, move on, wait for the pre-season to start. We can watch some Pirlo wonder goals go in and see what transfers. Hopefully, Fellaini will be back this transfer window, like a last-minute signing. Then, I don't know, me.
Do you reckon as well we could enter the Aldi Cup tournament and win something, give ourselves some hope?
Let's go, yeah. That's how it's getting. First of all, let's win the Youth Cup.
I don't even think these guys know how to lift a cup of coffee, let alone a trophy, man. Do you know what I mean? So let's leave the cups out of it for now.
Oh, brilliant. Right, before we kickstart, guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We are on the road to 1.5K. And we're marginally so close to it as well, guys. So hit that subscribe button, support the channel. And after this, it will be the 2K mark we're looking at. So, as always, Monday, before we hit anything anyway, you want to go through some of these comments quickly? Because we have got quite a lot.
Yeah. It's not really comments. It's just highs and greetings like that. So, first of all, first man in the house is Brush. Brush, how you doing? He's got his popcorn out. He's ready to go. We've got TalkMU in the house. Not just in the comments. He's also kind of backstage as well. Obviously, guys, I don't need to repeat this. When you're watching the show, give us a like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Saragon's here again. Welcome to Saragon. How are you? He's saying good evening, peeps. Matthew Bassett, evening all. Good vibes in the house, yeah. All the way from Ireland. Can't be with us tonight. That's our own Rebel. He's saying good evening, panel.
Good evening.
Yeah, that's tomorrow night, I think, Villarreal. Thanks for all the expense paid for a week off. That holiday bonus, he said, will be enjoyed when I tuck into my Tomahawk steak sandwich tomorrow with him. And finally, we've got MUFC Old School. How you doing? I think it's Brendan Patrick's in the house. Just a bit of info. United has sold over 28,000 tickets for the FA Cup Youth Cup final. That is brilliant. See, it means a lot to us. Sorry, a couple more. Blue Moon, Ian in the house. How you doing, Ian? Give Ian a wave. Ian. You know, he's going for a title challenge with his favourite club. Mr. Costas is in the house. He says, hi all. And Anthony Herbert, of course. It wouldn't be a Man United show without Anthony Herbert in the house as well. And he's obviously beat us at the weekend. And so he's saying, hi, guys, big up. And shaka laka boom. Typical Andy Herbert joke.
Brilliant. So, guys, as we said, if you're new to the channel, all you got to do is hit that like, share, and subscribe button to the channel. And we are on the road to 1.5K subscriber. And we're so close with no cigar. But, guys, let's kickstart the show. And the first topic we're going to be talking about with the panel tonight, it's going to be Chief rejects Rangnick claim of 10 players. So we're going to kickstart it first, guys. And reports are claiming that Man United Chiefs have decided to distance themselves from Rangnick's comments after the Liverpool 4-0 drumming. Rangnick, he came in the club. Obviously, we're very excited about him being at the club and everything like that. And it seems now we've been blaming managers after managers as football fans, but it's shown it's nothing to do with the manager, it's these players. So let's kickstart this show with OMONDI. Let's go to OMONDI. Rangnick's, the boards have basically reports claiming that they're rejecting it. So what do you think and why do you believe they have rejected Rangnick's claim?
I like Rangnick. He talks a lot of truths. When he talks his press conference initially when he came, it was a breath of fresh air for me because he tells it as it is. Bit of a conflict of interest here, don't you think? When he's coming out and saying he's making a statement, so he's observing, saying me to go forward because he's got a handover, do a handover report to the new manager, taking notes throughout the whole time he's been there and addressing every situation within the club, especially the players as well. So at this stage, he's ready to get his dossier report and assessment over. And he's saying things like, we need 3 transfer windows. We need possibly 10 players before we can close that gap, because these are the questions we've been asked. But this has been countered now by the club, official club. They're saying now, we don't actually need 10 players and we need only 3. Now, I think that's worthy of discussion, don't you think, lads? So my point of this is, I think the 10 players thing maybe being misquoted because I believe the 10 players could be over. You're not going to buy 10 players in one window. So I think this is over a period of time to close the gap. So maybe, for one, I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding about this 10 players things, not for this summer. I think if the board says we need 3, I can accept that we get 3 first-team players in because we can work around other players. We can look at who's going in, who's coming out. That kind of thing. There's people leaving, obviously, at the end of the season, and there's players coming back from loan, and there's some young, fresh talent coming through as well. So we can form a squad. We can brainstorm together and form a squad out of that. So I don't think it's the board undermining him here. I think they're just clarifying something, because suddenly, if you're the man with the board with the money, and we're told we need 10 players, and these days, one player could cost like 40 million each. You do your maths, that's 400 million pounds. So do you see what I'm saying? I think the board just want to clarify. No. Hold on a minute. I didn't promise you 400 million pounds. I'm saying something else. And just to add as well, I think we're getting different figures here about how much transfer key we're going to get. I've heard 20 million. I've heard up to 250 million. So there's so many things coming out at the moment. We just don't know. But definitely worthy of a chat. And I can't wait to hear what you guys got to say about it.
Mr. B, again, I think me and you had a massive conversation about this when the news broke regarding sort of 10 players, and we did sort of say, I reckon it's going to be 5, probably bring in 4 or 5 players, but then the rest of them will be sort of the youth players.
Yeah, I don't. My feeling for that hasn't changed really, Solo. If you look at what's going out of our first team squad, really, you're looking at Matic and Pogba. So 2 first team players probably need to be replaced. I think, with my opinion, we've got a space on the right hand side of midfield, so the right winger position. I think we need a right back, and we definitely need a centre back and a centre midfielder. So I'm saying 5 players who actually come into the team, whether or not the other 5 are made of the Maybreys, the Ethan Lairds, who obviously we know is going to be coming back. I don't think Twanzebe is going to be given a chance of the loan players, and obviously Donny coming back in. So as much as it may well be 10 coming into the squad, I don't feel that the club are going to probably buy more than 3 or 4 players, to be honest. Shaw, any?
I think like the strategy of the club obviously is reset, isn't it? So are we going to be able to get 10 players, like you said? Probably not in the budgets that we want. We need some really talented players to fill in some gaps that we've all been talking about. CDM position, right back, defender, attacker, goalkeeper, coach, referee, football man, whatever we need, Like we need some really good armory back into United in terms of the quality of players. I think 10 players is going to be the number because of the outgoings. Really, I think just by reading somewhere today, I can't remember. I think it was on Manchester Evening News, and they were talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, Phil Jones, Lindelof, and Martial not being able to cut it against Ten Hag.
And Tellez as well. I'm sure Tellez was on that list as well.
Tellez is mentioned as well.
There was another little thing about Tellez and Rashford going to Barcelona. So there's a lot of rumours that are floating about there, right? But
well, with Rashford, you got Rashford, and Rashford's about transfer. Basically, he needs a new contract, and that's where I look at Rashford at the moment. So Rashford ain't going nowhere. Rashford will be at United next season. Because also I've heard rumours regarding Rashford about clear the air talk with Ten Hag and Rangnick as well. So again, I can't see him going anywhere to Barcelona, and I'm going to keep saying it. I think next season our sort of front three will be. It pains me to say, and I know people probably laugh at me, I still think they won't get rid of Martial this season. I don't think they'll be able to get rid of him, especially the money he's on. So I reckon it could be a trial because the manager has to come in and has to give the players the opportunity to prove themselves wrong. You never know what will happen. They could come in and all of a sudden it kickstart their career. So I think, to be honest with you, you'll have next season front three will be Martial and Rashford and Sancho. And that's what I believe our front three will be. I'm not sure if we're going to see Ronaldo. As much as I'd like Ronaldo to still be at the club, I don't think we'll see him next season at Man United. He's not going to play in the conference. So,
okay, yeah. I've got a question for you on that, Solo. Don't you think, obviously we're not qualifying for Champions League, couldn't we just save Ronaldo for the Premier League games? I'm just saying to have him there if the club, because if you think of how our club kind of operates, they never buy the player that we want. They never buy the player that we feel that we need. We definitely know that we're going to get a central midfielder. I'm just thinking that the club aren't going to stretch unless they, whatever the budget is it, I think it was you said on Monday, or was it Rebel? Is it two £75 million players? Is it four £40 million players? Is it two frees, 100 million and a £30 million? What is... I'm assuming that we're going to be trying to get a free. I mean, I heard today that Rudiger's on his way to Real Madrid, but we put a higher value package in, wages wise. He still turned us down, so it's not necessarily to do with money. So I'm interested to see if we're, as I said, I still think we're going to be moving in that free transfer market.
Amanda, you want to pick up on that before I come in?
All right. Well, guys, here's the thing. They want Ralph has identified 10, and I trust in Ralph. He's got better insight. He's behind closed doors. He studies his guys. He's well experienced. He's more qualified than any of us to know what we need to go forward. So I think 10 is acceptable for what he needs. Obviously, it's not realistic. So if we're looking now, we have to prioritize and think like Ralph. Where do we need positions? And you guys already stated.
Come and talk to me. I'm interested.
So let's have a little conversation now. So where do we need positions? We already established. We've been talking backstage. We've been talking all day. If you're part of the Man United agenda, we bump heads all day long about these things. And so we're going to bring it to the channel right now. We're going to bring it live.
Live and direct.
So I would say get the goalkeeper. We're happy with the fullbacks. We've got that Fernandez, who's left back, who's playing in under 18s. He can be worked with. We've got Lard coming back.
Ethan Lid coming back, yeah.
And then centre-backs. We need a centre-back because everyone's cussing Maguire. Varane has only played 25 games. That's half the amount of games he should be playing. And also we got Bailey is not injury prone. Jones, according to Bath Time, will stay. And the manager will like him. But you all know Jones is finished. So I think we need a centre-back. I think we need a centre midfielder because we can have a 6 or 7. We're losing Matic, we're losing Mata. McTominay and Fred, I think they're squad players. I think Garner deserves a start. I think what's his name? Hannibal deserves a start. I do think we need none of these players are really like a a holding midfielder, like that sort of guy. And we've always been, I mean, for the last 2 seasons, we talk about holding midfielders. So I think we need a holding midfielder. And I also think we need Anthony. Not just a right winger. We need Anthony. Because I guarantee he's going to get someone from Ajax or from Dutch football, someone he knows, who wants to say, boss, I'm going to come with you. I heard their big striker was talking that as well. Give me 2 years, boss, and I'll come to Man United as well. The big
Bobo, something.
Yeah. Big chesty guy who plays up front. He's not good enough. You can stay at Ajax, young man, or stay in the Dutch division. But that's what I think. I think 3 players. When at first I was like, no, 3 players not enough. It is enough.
It's not enough. It's not okay. So I suppose it's what we're expecting from next season in regards to where we finish. But agreed, we definitely need a centre back, 100%. Centre midfielders, we know Garner's coming back. We know Van der Beek's coming back. I still think we need a definite one. We definitely need a right back. I don't believe that Wan-Bissaka has the passing attributes, is what I will say, for a Ten Hag system. Dalot, I'm not sure, can defend, I see a lot of mistakes in his game, but maybe Ten Hag will, I'm saying right back. We definitely need another striker. I think 100% and a right. I'm looking at 5 OMONDI. I can't see it being 3.
Mr. B, I'm only, at the moment, to be honest with you, I'm only seeing 3 in this transfer window, to be honest with you. And the reason I'm only seeing 3 is the rumor is as well, Ten Hag was, reports are the midfield players at Man United right now, basically with them, that don't have the energy to play in sort of the Ten Hag system. So because they don't have the energy to, so you're going to be looking at, probably for me right now, I believe you probably be looking at 2 central midfield players and probably 1 centre back.
So you're saying they're gonna buy 2 central midfielders when we know that we've got Garner and Van der Beek coming back in.
But it could be a case of bringing one of them back. Though it could be one of them bringing one of them in.
No, that's what we talk about. I thought we was talking about purchasing.
Okay.
So buying players.
But remember, you also got Van der Beek to come back in as well.
Yeah, but we don't have a holding midfielder. So that's what I'm saying. My point is we don't have a player to play in Ten Hag's, because his is going to be a transition midfielder. Now, once it hits that midfielder, he's going to be progressing with the ball, whether it's a pass or whether he's dribbling, moving forward with the ball. He has to buy that. To me, he has to buy that player. And that's what I'm saying now. Van der Beek, I'm not sure. Look, Ten Hag's going to know. But can Van der Beek play that? Maybe again, young Garner can play that role. No problem. But I believe, I'm not sure that we should be relying on a 21-year-old to lead us to where we want to be. If he gets a player of a certain stature, maybe a player he's played with before, who understands that role, then wouldn't that be better for the team itself? I'm just thinking about key positions in the team.
Can I jump in? I know SHAH, sorry to interrupt you, but just on this point, so we're talking about this and we're having a good conversation here, but I knew this would come up. And Matthew, this is what we talked about earlier. He said, OMONDI, if we only get 3 players, then we have to change our expectation for the season. 3 is not enough. So 3 is not enough for a title challenge. 3 is not enough for maybe top 4. So it's true, we do have to change our expectations if that's the case. But also the fact that the major factor here is some players can be coached. And also I want to know how long it's going to take to implement the coaching strategy on the side. And if we get 3 players, what is going to be our expectation? That would be my 2 questions from that.
Yeah, and I know sort of Mr. B asked early on, and we're talking about the Ronaldo situation. I'm going to go back to that point as well, because for me, Ronaldo, he could be used for the Premier League, but no, Ronaldo, it's a European competition. He's going to want to go and smash records. So if he's playing against those sort of smaller clubs, he's going to want to probably stay at Man United just to smash more records and get more goals.
But
he wants to play every game, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but right, and this is the point. This is where if it's set up so that let's be honest, he doesn't want to play Europa League football, and for him to be playing 1 game a week benefits him as a player. You know, I'm not. The thing is, he might not even be able to play Ten Hag's style, but we know how the club think and how the club operate. If Ronaldo has a year on his contract and they want him to stay, I'm sure they're going to come to. I hope they don't come to a compromise. If Ronaldo stays, it's because Ten Hag wants him to stay. That's what I hope. But I just have a feeling that, you know, a lot of it's, you know how the club works. It's a lot to do with marketing, and, you know, I'm just thinking, well, would they accept not having him at the club if it was better for the whole team?
It's I get what you get. I get what you're coming from with it. For me though, with Ronaldo, the way I would look at Ronaldo is, I heard sort of like someone was talking the other day on Sky Sports, and they were saying, why don't they sort of build a team, like bring in like the likes of Bruno Fernandes, the Garden of the world, build a team around those guys, and then what you then do is with Ronaldo in the season, you just bring him off the bench. You bring him off.
Can I just say something? Can I just add to that?
He won't.
Marco van Basten, he retired, 28, 29 years old, still remains one of the best strikers of all times, yeah? Now, he said recently, he's been really critical of Man United. You've heard what Van der Vaart said about Harry Maguire, for example. So these Dutch players will speak their mind. They don't feel a way about it. He said recently, after watching the hat-trick from Ronaldo against Norwich, was it? Yeah, did he score against Norwich hat-trick? Well, anyway, he said that Eric should take a look at him and look to keep him at the side, because he's very effective. And he has saved us this season. He's a quality player. Even the game against Arsenal the other day, I was watching his game is still there. And we have to sacrifice a little bit, maybe for his age and everything else, but he's still got enough, I feel, and he's still one of the best strikers in the league as a number 9. So I think he should stay. And if Van Basten says it, I have to agree with him, because Van Basten is one of the greatest players I've seen.
Sorry, Mr. B, before you kickstart, I'm on there. Newbie in the building.
Mr. Ibrahim, how you doing? Sorry you're late. Why are you late? But you're here now. That's the main thing. Thank you for coming.
Welcome to the channel.
Hit that button, please. Thank you.
There's a lot of comments, man. I mean, this is
on Monday. You know what? Go through, and then we're gonna go.
Yeah. Let me just go, because there's a few other hellos I want to say to. I want to say hi to Rich Sports as well. He's in the house, and all the way. Barcelona fan Socrates as well.
My guy.
And also, we got Sonny Skelhun in the house as well. He's saying we need some free transfers. There's a lot of free transfers. You can make a free transfer 11 this season of 20 players that could probably get top 4. About the amount of players that are available at the moment. Just go. And also got Matata United. He says De Gea too arrogant to improve his footwork. They were discussing that. So here we go. So Bath Time saying Lerd and Fernandes. Not sure I can trust them over a full season yet.
My point.
Rich Sports saying Schmeichel is the best keeper United have had. That's interesting, isn't it? Because he used to be on our books. Bath Time saying we should get 2 midfielders, a fullback. Count this, guys. 2 midfielders, a fullback, a right side midfielder. That's 4. And sell, and then add a centre back. That's 5. He's greedy. He's greedy.
Talking about, no, but this is my point. I love Bath Time. He's a great. Right, might be slightly different in the centre midfield department, but 5. I agree with Bath Time. I'm taking.
You lot
5.
are greedy, man. You lot are greedy.
Sure, you agree with that? 5 players.
Look, to be honest with you, we've seen our defensive frailties. If it wasn't for our defense, we would have had better results throughout the whole of this season and last season. We've been having these issues in defense since we've tried to buy world-class players like Varane to come on board, help create a structure, a bit of a platform for us to grow and evolve from. That hasn't happened. We tried with Twanzebe, the youngster. He couldn't cut it. We've obviously spent £80 million on a fridge that doesn't know how to turn on. So, literally, I think the fact that we're talking about having 5 players when we probably need 3 players just in our defense alone. I'm trying to just be realistic, when these 10 players that we talk about, and we're going to be losing some of these players that have played in defence. Scott McTominay's being a centre back, Matic has been a centre back. When we play these different systems, these are guys that drop in and pick up the pieces for some of these centre backs that we have not had, that we've had no success with.
So, guys, Shah is saying we need 3 centre backs.
Yeah.
Here's Pat Lawless. He's talking about spine as well. Similar to what Shah's saying. We need a spine of leaders in the team. That's all throughout. So, solid down the middle. Centre back, centre midfielder, and a good striker as well. TalkMU saying, just getting over the last game. Pat Hawks, yeah, still struggling. Matthew Bassett saying, we've said this already about we have to change our expectations. Because already we promised, guys, that we would. But already we're getting... frustrated. We say no, 3's not enough. We might not get top 4.
I'm not.
Saragon saying 5 players, 1 centre back, 2 midfielders, a specialist CDM, and a fullback and a forward. That's 5. Box is saying sign Nkuku and
Too much money, man.
Anthony
100 million.
and Nunes.
Yeah, but that's if
Box
it's
also saying sell Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood.
No.
MUFC old school is saying league. Okay,
we're gonna go on to that soon. We're going on to that.
I'd like a decent right-sided attacker for the first time in 14 years. That's to support Mr. B, Miss Bath Time, and Mr. B on the same page today. Rich Sports is saying who's buying them at the top prices? The Box. That's what Rebel was saying. Not Rebel. Here's Rebel now. Rebel saying, for what is the basis for free though? Is it based on 3 players at X value? If so, who is prescribing that this is the way that those funds get distributed? At whose behest? I don't know. Are the players being targeted? I don't know. And just a couple more because there's a lot of chat about this. Last one here. Sorry, I want to go to this one. Saragon saying here, we saw in 1990, Roger Miller was one of the fittest players at 38 years old. Ronaldo won't be benched, but I agree with he should play just in the Premiership. That's to back up Mr. B again. Everyone's backing up Mr. B. What players can be coached? That's a good question, Matthew Bassett. I think the whole of the panel here have all said that we haven't been coached properly for the last 3 years. So they might see something different for once when the manager comes in. Anyway, that's enough from the comments.
Sorry, we've got this one here. What's this? Ronaldo. Yeah, Ronaldo stays.
Best player alongside the goalkeeper. Costas saying 3 is nowhere near enough. What are your expectations, Costas? But why only 3? If Pogba goes and Mata, even on a 3, plus Mason won't come back, the wage bill will go down considerably. That frees up money. And Socrates is saying, I know.
Go on, Monday. You had Socrates for message. I'll come off it. Okay. Go on, Mr. B.
No, I was just saying that I'm saying that I just think that free transfers, we're going to the club, not we. The club must have a wages budget, and they're going to be saving so much money next season off the wages. You know, you had Paul Pogba, you've got Cavani, you've got Jones, you've got Grant. I mean, how much are you saving? That's
7 players already. 7 or 8 players already.
What are you saving a week? You know.
So anyway, you're saying
roughly there's about £2 million worth of wages that's going to go a week easily. You're talking Pogba, Mata, Matic, Lingard, plus if you lose Phil Jones, Bailly, because them lot are.
Bailly ain't going nowhere. Bailly just signed a new 4-year contract. He's only got.
But they signed it to. They signed it to get money. They didn't sign it to keep him to play, bro.
But if to be honest with you, well, look, if Bailly was fit, Bailly would fit in the Ten Hag system, but he's never fit, so. That's the thing for me. But welcome back to the channel. I can see you in it, mate. Liverpool, one of our faithful Liverpool fans in the chat. So welcome back.
He makes a good comment there. He's talking about, because Bath Time is just saying about left-footed right wingers. We've only got Ahmad to come back in. Bart's saying, would you take Rafinha from Leeds and sell Rashford?
We've said it before. We would.
I wouldn't sell Rashford.
I've
never selling Rashford, but I would take. I would have a look at Rafinha. I think Rafinha is a very good player.
Yeah, there's 17 people in the comments, guys, and really good conversation. No one's really sort of stuck on 3. They don't like the 3 because they're still, the expectations are so high.
No, but you know what? Monday, it's not expectations. Look, if what I want to have next season is a complete team. Whether it's I want a right winger playing the right wing. I want a right back. Whether it's Dallo, whether it's somebody else. Whether it's a sentiment, I just want.
It's a priority. Right back's not a priority.
No, it's not a priority. What I'm saying is, I want to see a system.
Progress.
If the players that we have improve and are coached, fine. I have no problem. It means that Ten Hag is a genius. I don't believe a lot of those players can be coached. Other
You know
than
what? Mr. B, I think when you dine out, you go to one of these eat as much as they want restaurants. I mean,
I do.
and get the biggest plate and
Yeah.
say, "Yeah, feed me, feed
Yeah.
me." You're
Yeah, I
so
do.
greedy.
And
Just like
then what I do,
time, you are so greedy. You
it's
want
not,
too much.
no, it's not.
Luxuries.
No, what I'm
Our
saying
right
is,
back is a luxury. We don't deserve that.
it's
We've
not.
got
It's not a
three right
luxury.
backs.
It's not. We haven't got free rubber. It's yeah. Is one? Would you say Wan-Bissaka's been good this season as a right back?
I would say he's poor this season, but last season he was good.
In a different right. It's you see.
But the thing is, though, Mr. B, with the way I look
Ten
at
Hag.
Wan-Bissaka with under Ten Hag, he can be coach. He's still young. He can be coach. He can get
but
better.
you can't.
And,
he's going to get better at
and,
what though? What's he going to get
and-
better at? Yeah, go on.
And if you remember rightly, I learned this from bath time, but also since I've been studying Ten Hag, he doesn't play two Moraldin fullbacks.
No, I understand
He
that.
plays one holding that comes
and
in,
one in
and
red.
the other
I
guy
understand.
can go.
I understand.
So
that,
Wan-Bissaka was doing that under Ollie. If you watch bath time thing, Wan-Bissaka was doing that under
but
Ollie.
surely,
and
but
squeezing
surely
and giving us
it would be
protection.
okay. My thing is, I understand what he does in the 3 and the 1 becomes an inverted the central midfielder. That is one of the few parts that my brain can understand. My issue is if Wan-Bissaka is then the one who has to go when the left-sided one is tucked in, we're losing something on that side. That was my point. I don't think he can play the whole of what Ten. He might surprise us, but you have to remember he's a failed winger. If he wasn't good enough to be a winger,
But you say that
younger,
though, Mr. B. If you look at Trent and thingy at Liverpool, Robertson, they're failed wingers as well.
who is?
Thingy, Trent.
Okay,
Trent
okay,
used to as a winger.
okay,
Trent used
okay,
Trent used to as a winger.
Okay. Liverpool
You know what?
style of play means Trent does very little defending. If we can play where we have to do very little defending, where does Wan-Bissaka fit into that team? Because going forward, he doesn't have that. This is my point.
But the thing is,
You
though,
need
he
a
can be trained.
complete-
Though he can, if we got the right coaching behind him and the right manager like Ten Hag, he can be
So
coached.
these players have coached Wan-Bissaka. Sir, these players have coached. I know it sounds like we're picking on Wan-Bissaka, but we're just focusing on
You are.
limited.
You are.
I'm just focusing.
I heard
on
Clinton
his
Morrison.
limitations.
I heard Clinton Morrison said something the other day, and Clinton Morrison said, right now you're not seeing a true Wan-Bissaka. He can be coached under the right manager, under the right coaching staff.
Wan-Bissaka is 24,
Yeah.
so he's probably been playing football at Crystal Palace. Okay.
Listen,
okay.
no one rated Jordan Henderson until Klopp came in. Just remember that.
Still don't rate him.
Well, Fergie wanted it.
Well, yeah, okay.
Sorry, while we're there, just quickly, I'm not going to read them out. I want you to read. Well, we'll read them. Socrates saying Wan-Bissaka awful. Okay. Old school TV saying old school TV. I mean, Man United old school saying you might not like this, but Wan-Bissaka is our best defender at the club. Box is saying Wan-Bissaka is not a great defender. Archive saying he's our best slide tackler. He's not a good defender.
Right, guys.
And Box is saying he's always slipping on the floor and always out of position. And finally, give us a wave for Melina. She's come in to gloat again. I'm sure she's come to gloat after Arsenal beat us the other day. But welcome, Melina.
Guys, I've got a little thing for you, right? Because we're going to go on to this Paul Mitchell thing, and I think we're going to get Shah to take us. So give us a little 2-minute summary on Paul Mitchell. If the opportunity of him coming to Man United, and also would he be a good fit for Man United? So quick one before we do that, let's 18 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, just hit this subscribe button. You're teasing us with that 1.5k. I'm telling you right now, we're so close. 21 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're old and you've been here for a long time, you know what to do. Hit the like button as well. So guys, I'm going to give you, and I'm going to give the panel this, and the panel will answer after on Monday goes through the comments. So, right, yes, or go or stay. 1 to go, 2 to stay.
And I say this always confuses me. Why don't you ever just say yes or no?
Because I'm putting 3 people on the. I'm putting 3 people up. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah. So 1 to stay, 2 to go, or 3 maybe. So to go, 3 players I'm going to say or stay or maybe is Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, And who else did I think of as well?
They don't come as a package, you know.
They'll come in as a package though. You got to make a
Trash
choice on Monday.
trash.
You got to make a choice. You can't just sit there and live on the fence.
So I don't. All right, I'm not sure how this works, so I want to vote as well. But go on.
So if you want, say for instance, if you want the player to stay, you're basically giving them a 1. If you don't want them to stay, you're giving them a 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe is a 3. Well, on Monday, actually, no, let's not have maybe. Let's go 1 and 2, because on Monday we'll sit on the fence. On Monday we'll just be like, I'm not sure. So
Excuse me?
And you're the original splinter. Don't be silly.
All right.
How dare you?
Wan-Bissaka, stay or go. Wan-Bissaka, stay or go, guys, in the comment. And
I think it's unanimous.
Harry Maguire,
Yeah,
stay or go. Harry Maguire, stay or go.
What do we think he's going to stay, or do we want him to stay?
No, who would you want him to stay or go? So
sorry, what was 1?
1 staying,
1 was go.
2 is going.
2.
All right,
You heard that?
Initially,
Everybody,
Wan-Bissaka, guys. Wan-Bissaka, stay or go. Should we get rid of Wan-Bissaka and bring in a right
I'm
back?
keeping him. I'm keeping him.
I'm keeping him as well.
I'm keeping Wan-Bissaka, but Harry Maguire can go though.
Canners are saying all stay.
Oh yeah, typical Arsenal, isn't it?
Well done.
Typical Arsenal. Nah. I'm saying everyone stay apart from Harry Maguire. Harry Houdini, should I say.
Okay, here we go. Box is saying Wan-Bissaka go. There we go. Stel, here we go. Sargon saying so both Maguire and Wan-Bissaka. Pat Lawless is saying Wan-Bissaka and Harry both stay. Wan-Bissaka and Harry both stay. There is worse at the club. Okay, fair enough. Socrates is saying all stay. Rebel saying Bailey and Lindelof go to go from the centre backs. Yeah. So all right.
So guys, right, we're gonna go to quick one to
Sure.
So was this Harry Maguire?
And so finally, Matthew Bassett saying Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, Jones, Bailey, Shaw, Tellers, Matic, Fred, McTominay, Martial. Get rid of them all. Throw them in the trash.
There's no, come on now, Matthew. We're going to fall out.
saying Wan-Bissaka is a
8.
8.
Yep. So
that means go. No,
Just
2 was go.
2
was go. 4 times go.
Mohammed said,
welcome to the channel.
I'm new to the channel, watching live from Ghana. Welcome from Ghana. How you doing, man?
Welcome to the channel. Make sure you share it with your friends, like, share, and subscribe to the agenda. We get you all your comments will get involved in what we're talking about, and we'll read the comments out as well to get you involved in the chat as well. 26 in the chat. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. So guess what, Shah, this is over to you.
So, Paul Mitchell, it's been an interesting couple of weeks, right? We've actually just lost our chief scouts. So there's a big gap at the moment. We've been wanting someone to come in and take this sort of position for a while. John Murtagh, obviously he's a director of football. Darren Fletcher, technical director. So it's an interesting one. Mitchell's background is interesting. Obviously, he's been at Southampton. He found Mane at Spurs. He found Heung-min Son. And at Leipzig, he found Christopher Nkunku. You know, that's some of the 3 sort of talents that he's picked up. But he's a footballing man himself. He used to play for Manchester City, so he knows about football. It's not like as if we're just getting someone who doesn't know what to look out for in a player. He was captain MK Dons as well, so you know he's had a good pedigree of football himself, and I think that's proven with the signings that he's bought, because he hasn't just gone for mainstream signings. He's found candidates that are probably not on everyone's radar, which, in my opinion, his time at Monaco, Southampton, and Tottenham. And even more recently, RB Leipzig, he's found some, diamonds that have just gone on and matured as time's gone on. I think the thing that we need is, obviously, we need these players. We're talking about all these different signings that we need. And 100% with Matt's comment there, if we got Paul Mitchell on board, it would be a very, very good signing, and probably one that would shape the next 3 years of Erik ten Hag's tenure with Man United to get us back in that fighting position. we're not going to say that we're going to become title contenders next season. We're talking about a 2 to 3 year plan for us to at least be in or about that fight. Obviously, in that 3 years, those other teams are going to, increase their stake of being in that 1, 2, 3 position. And we need to be thinking like that. But the strategies that we've had over the last 5 managers, the scouts and the signings that we've made have been the right fast. We're talking about Sanchez. We're talking about Di Maria. We're talking about players that have come and gone, got big paychecks, big payouts, and they've not done anything to help our club move forward. Paul Mitchell, every club he's gone to, he's helped them to go from mediocre to a club that's fairly, well respected. In that time, I think even at Southampton, I think Van Dijk was there as well, wasn't he? Before he went to Liverpool, you had an interesting one as well that came out about Paul Mitchell. His daughter's recently bought a house in Manchester. His family have got ties in Manchester. So could this be the homecoming that he wants to, light up his career at Manchester United? So I think that the appointment of him is going to be an interesting one.
Sorry, Shah. Sorry.
Hannes.
Sorry. That's very unprofessional of me. I don't usually crack.
Sorry.
Like that. That was funny. That's funny, Hannes. Yeah. Saving that one all day, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, we trash the Arsenal, the Armour TV soon. No worry. We'll get them. Sorry, Shah. We missed you.
No, that's all right. So that's basic. That's that's what I'm sort of saying. Really, is that we're in a position now. He's got experience of different leagues. He knows where to find these players, and I think, to be honest with you, if we get Paul Mitchell, our recruitment strategy over these next few windows are going to be a lot more exciting than we've ever had. And I think that also with Ten Hag's strategy and Paul Mitchell working so closely with Ralph, he knows what the expectations are already to find these sort of players that are going to work hard, do the press, and really form what we want to see, and that's energy, enthusiasm, passion. If I talk about Son and for Tottenham, literally, I think we were talking about left wingers, left-footed players. Son, I'd have Son first name on my transfer list because he runs, he plays, he can finish. He fills a big hole that we've had, like Bath time, and a few others have pointed out over our time that we've had issues with about having a consistent player who's there.
Shah, are you Paul Mitchell in? Because you're giving us a lot of info here. Do you want him in based on the research you've done?
Personally speaking, on everything that I've done, what I've read about him, and the times that I've seen the
does the man from Del Monte say yes?
Say yes.
That's what we want to know.
But
yes
all
or no?
I know is yes.
Thank you, Shah.
Right, thank you. Monday on this one here, before we move on to the next subject, would you mind going through some of the comments about Paul Mitchell?
Yeah, it's all about Paul Mitchell now. It's unrealistic to said Rush to get so many players out. I wanted to use this one. Players it's to get rid of so many players. What we must do is treat them as squad players as we look to upgrade and phase people out. That's a really good comment. They're all about Paul Mitchell. That really throw me the Phil Mitchell thing. A boxer saying, I hope Paul Mitchell talks like he's in his standards. I think that's what set up for Canners. He jumped off on that one. Bartline saying, I think Paul Mitchell increases Rangnick's power base at the club. If he does, he doesn't want him anywhere near us. He's got a thing about Rangnick, bath time. I'd love to know deep down what that is. Matthew Bassett saying the best signing we can make is Paul Mitchell. He's found world-class players, as Shah was said in his summary. Saragon saying our existing scouts didn't do much. They just watched Match of the Day. Well, Saragon. Do you want to say hi to PHATB? Can't pronounce that word.
Welcome to the channel. Welcome.
Big up, man. He's got a cross and
facts. Like when it's
okay.
It's like that. Yeah, it's like that.
Okay, facts.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Welcome to the channel.
Will be the best signing United will ever get in years. They need to go all out and get him. So yeah, everyone's for it. Stumpy Candletop.
Big up, Stumpy.
Now he says yes to Paul Mitchell. He's from Stalybridge, is it? Like me, you're part of town, so that's why you want to get him in. And Matt Bass said Paul Mitchell is the man. is a Man United fan as well and works our favour. Heard Chelsea looking at him as well. Canners, this is the Phil Mitchell joke, which is really funny. Sorry, I lost my cool and laughed out loud. And thankfully, we got some backup, bouncers in the comments. Pat Lawless is saying, "Wash your mouth out, please, Canners." Yeah. So it looks like everyone's in for
Mitchell.
Paul Mitchell, and
Right.
I think it's down to SHAH. Thank you, SHAH. I'm sold
SHAH.
too. I want Paul
I'm
Mitchell
sold.
as well.
I'm sold. 26 in the chat, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We're on the cuff of 1.5k. Can we actually hit the 1.5k today? I think we might be able to. We're so close to it, guys. But we've got some new people in the chat as well from Nigeria. So big up, welcome to the channel as well. And now we're going to move on to our next favorite subject. Is about a couple of transfer rumors, I believe. So hold on, where's my man gone? Where is he gone? Hold on 1 second. Where's our transfer gone? Hold on 1 second. Things going and going. Sorry, apologies there. So transfer targets. So let's kickstart the transfer target. Right, we don't have the graphic. We did have the graphic, but the graphics have disappeared. So guys,
who did
I've got them. Who do you want first? Let's just go with this.
Oh, you got the graphic.
Right.
How come you guys got the graphic? I ain't got the graphic.
You gotta have the key to the city, man. The key to the
Zimmer.
You've
Who's
logged
got
out.
the keys to my bimmer? Or am I?
You've been logged out, man. You've been logged out. I'm in
You've been
charge now.
Yeah.
So, guys,
I'm the
again,
captain. I'm the captain.
the captain
Anyway,
of the
first-
shift. So on Monday, you're going to hit the transfer target. So go on Monday.
Yeah, I'll just go one at a time. So basically, Justin Timber, he's only 5'4".
He's not the Timberlake, though, is he?
Five foot
He's
four.
only, I'm saying, see, Mr. B feels big now. So he's only 5'4". And he's a centre back. I'm exaggerating.
no.
Clearly, he's not 5'4", but he's under 6 foot. He's not that tall, but he's one of these new
5'10".
modern day centre backs who's mobile, aggressive. He's good on the ball, and obviously he plays at Ajax already. So he's someone that we've been considering for a long time now. And a lot of people, even Connor, done a report on him. I know Bath Times be raving about him as well. I've watched him in the cup final the other day. He does intercept. He gets there early. Something that our boy Harry Maguire struggles to do. He's quick. He can play the high line. He's very
You said
technical.
Harry Maguire
Your
struggled.
boy.
You did. Your boy, not our boy.
Your
All right,
boy.
all right, all right. I want to know you guys what you think in the comments as well, and I want to know on the panel what do you think of Timber. I'm saying I'm not sure. I don't think he can cut it in the Premiership. I don't think when it comes to high balls and all that kind of thing, he's going to get eaten up.
I know you said it the other day because I think me and you had a conversation about him as well, and you were saying you don't think sort of he's tall enough for the Premier League. But does it actually down to height, whether or not you can play as a centre back with height? I'm not sure about that. Providing,
This one. Apparently, he plays in 3 positions.
Yeah.
Or he can play in 3 positions. So
and again with him as well, and like what Rangnick says, sort of when you listen to him, the sort of the energy, the hype, sort of pressing and things like that. Most of our sort of, if he can play a CDM, most of our players can't do that anyway. He could probably even fit in that position. Could he be the player to go and play in that position? Find it back at your Monday.
No, I think if you come, you've got to play in one position. One of these players that flitter around like Phil Neville and John O'Shea or kind of thing. I don't want these guys.
But look at Pep Guardiola, what he does though on Monday. Look at how Pep sets his team up. They flip around. They don't always, obviously, centre back stays a centre back.
Who does?
But when
Edison play up front
Guardiola,
or something? What are you saying here? Does Edison play up front? I don't need it.
Go with yourself. Go with yourself. Carry on.
All right. Now, they say Timber can play right back and can do whatever. Ben White played right back the other day. He's not elite. We can look at how many right backs England have. And then I heard someone say, I know it's off topic, but someone said, oh, Ben White, he can get into the England squad because he can play right back. And I'm thinking, well, we already take like 7 right backs every squad anyway. So why do we need to Ben White just in case all 7 get injured or something? Come on, man. You play your position. You play your best position. When you arrive at a club, you tell them where you play, what your best position is, and that's where you're supposed to prove yourself. If you start being a utility player and think you can play anywhere, you know you'll be on the bench in no time at all. You'll be another Phil Neville, that sort of guy. So I'm saying no to Justin Timber. I know he gets rave reviews. I know he plays the system.
Give Phil credit. Phil Neville credit. Yeah, he done well for us.
As a squad player.
Utilize play, utilize.
Yeah,
so
we're talking about signing 3 players. All right, we're talking about this is transfer gossip. Talking about signing 3 players, and this guy's short ass and he's a centre back.
Mr. B,
and I
don't
think
have
he's done
that.
it.
I'm not saying.
Don't have that,
See,
Mr. B.
the problem with OMONDI and you tall people, you think the air's fresher up here. It's not. down here, we see everything at foot level, so we're able to see and react quickly. You lot see everything from the angle so slow. No. The short one to the nippy one. So me, I'm taking Timber all day. As my centre back, I'm taking Timber all day. Solo, it's on you now.
The clue is in the name. When you're chopping down wood, they call that timber. You know, so I think I can see him having a big fall if he comes to the Premiership.
But it could be the players that he's tackling saying timber. How do you know it's him taking a boom?
Good one.
Timber.
Good comeback. Good comeback.
See?
Oh, brilliant. Shah,
Next
Timber,
player.
yes,
Who we
no,
got on our
maybe
list?
so.
Come on. What are you saying, Shah? Timber, yes, no, or maybe so?
Shah is the short ass as well, by the way, just letting you know that.
Yeah.
See, look, he doesn't even.
Shah is frozen.
All right,
He's on mute.
Let's move on.
He's on mute.
There are some comments though about Timber.
Okay, go on. I'm on there. But while Shah is trying to reconnect,
While we're waiting for Shah, it's going down. We're telling Timber. If it's going down. We're telling Timber. Says Rebel. Timber can be our new versatile Phil Neville.
exactly.
Says Box. It's going down. Yelling Timber. Yep, you got there before me, Rebel, with that Timber pun. Cosman saying Timber got done by Darwin Núñez on a crossfoot against Benfica. He can't play centre back in the Premiership. Thank you, Cosman. Same page. Let's see. I want to take this one from Brush. I'm taking it. He's saying also you have to keep in mind that the Prem and United is totally different kettle of fish to the Dutch Eredivisie. If we do not get players from Ajax, people need to be patient. Pat Lawless is saying he's supposed to be part of a new breed, not bred, of actual ball playing centre backs. No more big lumps who can head of the ball. And
I wonder who he's talking about.
There you go.
That would be me. And Socrates saying Timber is quality.
There you go. Yeah. That's all we need to know on Monday. We've been sold.
Yes.
Next.
Yes. I can go first on this. I would take Lautaro Martinez all day. My only issue I'm going to ask you guys, because I'm not, can he do it? He was great with Lukaku in a 2. Can he go and play in a 1 in the formation that Ten Hag wants?
Who you asking?
I'll
be very quick. He does press. He's aggressive. This guy Martinez, he presses really well. He's aggressive. He's very talented. He's a good finisher. I like him. I just want to see if he's got a decent price for him. I'll take him all day.
What would you say would be a decent price?
50 million, 60 million.
They ain't selling it for that. They're not selling it for that.
Yeah, well, 24 years old as well, isn't he?
63 million.
Pardon?
His current transfer on transfermarket.co.uk, his current value is 63 million.
Okay, then add Man United tax to that.
Tax. Yeah.
That's the £150 million budget gone. One player instead of 3.
Player. Yeah, but also, guys, when we're talking about the budget and apparently what the budget is, you got to take in consideration as well. That could be within also the wage structure as well, and bring it the wage. That's part of the wage.
No. If you think about it, they're never just going to pay 150 million. They're going to pay it off over 4 years. So it's 20
installment being
plus.
Man United. No one gets cash anymore.
No, but everybody does. Who plays cash? Nobody don't pay cash. Why? When you can pay in installments. So I think that it's more of an install. So if it is 150, then it'll probably be close to the 150.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think he could suit the Premier League. And as what Amanda said, I'm going to be open honest with you. I only watched him briefly today, a bit on YouTube. I didn't know too much about him, so I'm not going to say I know a lot about him. Could he fit in the Premier League? I can't say yes or no. Maybe so. Is that Man United right now, and bringing in these players, it probably would bring a bit more energy and a bit more on the training pitch, with sort of picking up like Rashford, the likes of Rashford, the likes of Elanga, and seeing how he's training and things like that with it. So it could work, maybe not. I'm not sure. I don't know too much about him, so that's me.
Can I just say as well, we're talking about Martinez as a striker. Obviously, we've got Ronaldo at the club, so really and truly, we want to talk about Martinez, the centre back from Ajax as well, just briefly, because that was the main guy we're supposed to be talking about. I think we made a little error here. So Martin is the striker, is the thumbs up from me. As for the centre back, he's a thumbs up as well from Ajax. I think I'll take him over Timber any day of the week because he's a proper centre back.
Is that because he's taller on Monday?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
for him as well.
He's actually smaller.
No, he's not.
Height 1.75, and Julian Timber is height 182. So
No way. I want to recount. Right, Shah, kick us off.
You got played. You got played.
Shah, kick us off because Mr. B loves this guy. Frankie de Jong.
Go on, Mr. B. This is all you.
All day and all night. I know there's somebody in the chat who doesn't want him to come, and this is my guy, right? Socrates, I know we had a little chat on YouTube earlier on, and I know you don't want him to come, but me personally, this is the key player. This is the player that will make everything that Ten Hag wants to do work. He will be taking the ball from midfield. What's the word? Not counter press. When they do that, somebody's going to tell me. When a person comes to press them and they take it around them and transition the ball up the pitch, his passing range, superb. His transitions on the ball, moving forward, ball progression, superb. My issue, and my only issue, is I cannot see Barcelona. I know they're saying this fee's been agreed. I can't see Barcelona get rid of him. But what stands in our favour is that Barcelona have Pedri. Pedri is 19. Is he the 19-year-old? 16-year-old? Yep. And then you've got Gavi. They're youth products of the Barcelona Academy. And you know how much Barcelona love to promote their youth players. So I'm thinking, well, if these guys have played the amount of games that they've played, all right, Gavi's only played 17 games this season, but he's the younger of the two. Now, if Busquets, who is always played, Busquets ain't leaving, so De Jong isn't going to get the game time. So the easiest thing for Barcelona to do, Socrates, is just to allow the deal to happen. Let him come, let him work under the man who made him the player that he was. You'll be happy with your £58 million, 58 million euros. We'll be exceptionally happy. So, Socrates,
win-win.
It's a win-win.
Yeah. On Monday.
Well, yeah, I would love Frankie de Jong. I think he was part of that side, Ajax side, with him and Van der Beek. Frankie de Jong is a very talented player. What the problem he's got at Barcelona, he came off the other day, he was really upset because he keeps getting subbed. As Mr. B was saying, they got Xavi's come in, he's got his namesake Gavi and Pedri, who's fantastic. All these little ballers in there. Frankie de Jong, I think his best position is deep lying midfielder. What he used to do at Ajax is bring the ball out. It was part of from the defence, sit in the back three, bring the ball out, and you can't get the ball of him. He can dribble, he can break the lines, he's press resistant, all that kind of thing.
That's the word.
Top player.
That's the word.
Yeah,
Thank you. Press resistant.
Press resistant. But he hasn't had the opportunity to shine as we expected him at Barcelona because of the position. And there's a player there called Busquets who's still going strong, and he can't play anywhere else. So Frankie's had to play his number 8 and different positions like that. So imagine if we said to Frankie, you're coming home.
Frankie,
Eric's here. Donny van der Beek is here. Eric's here. And you get it to appear on their Man United agenda as well, and all these things. He will come. And you can tell Socrates, all them guys, that Barcelona's a great club, clearly, but they need the money. I think this would be a great coup if we can get him. And just like Mr. B, I think, this would be my centre midfielder or holding midfielder or defensive midfielder, whatever you call it, because he gives you more than that. He's such a talented player, and he would shine at Manchester United.
Excellent. So, right. Oh, what's this? Solo 7. That's me. I don't know. Is that emojis or?
Shah, you got anything to say about De Jong before we move on?
I'm a little bit on the fence at the moment about De Jong. I think
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. This is one of the reasons why, I'll be honest with you. He needs, if you're gonna go and play for someone like Barcelona, you got Depay there, for example, who really hasn't hit the gravitas of what is expected of a Barcelona player. I don't want another player who's just going to be average. No, I'm just
dare you?
Good.
I'm just saying it from a point of view that we've paid a lot of money for players, right? And they've just become average. And I just don't want that same repeat mistake happening. Even with Donny, the amount of times I've seen Donny on, is he made out for the Premier League? The Premier League is a different beast to all the leagues that are out there. And these guys that have come in, like we're talking about from Ajax, the one that's probably most exciting me out of all of them is probably the one that we're going to probably talk about shortly. But, you know, for me, Frankie de Jong, does he fill a gap? Is he going to, you know, similar, 24 years old? Could it be the right time? He's had 43 games this campaign. He scored 4 goals and only 5 assists. So, you know, what are we actually going to see out of him if he does come to us? That's my only reservation.
Eye test alert. Come
Talk
on.
to us,
I'm talking about how he would fit into our club.
We just said,
Well, Shah, at the moment, no one fits in Man United who's there now, so you got to give everyone a chance, innit?
Yeah, well.
Oh, God.
all right, it's not about
come on
goals.
there, just this
Anyway.
one. Let's hit this one. Hit this
all right,
one.
Shah led us up nicely to this one because Shah was talking about the player that we really need, and I think so too. Anthony's a great player. When I say great player, he's technically a great player. I do have some doubts though. Can he sort of keep up with the Premiership with running back and that kind of thing? On the ball is fantastic. You see him flicking the ball, first touch, brilliant, playing 1-2s, beating a man. It reminds me a bit of Mahrez. He can do what Mahrez does, that sort of thing, where you can't dive in on him. He'll beat you, cut you in half, that sort of thing. So very talented guy. Obviously left-footed. He would be a first-team starter because we need that balance now since Greenwood's gone, since Ahmad hasn't really worked out as yet. I think that would be a priority. And I would have all the players. You talked about Rafinha earlier, so I mentioned him in the comments. I think of all the players, I think Anthony would be the one I would go for because for 2 reasons. One, he's played under Eric before. Eric can take him on his wing. Eric knows what he's got. If Eric really wants him, I do. And secondly, I think it's a time for him to step up, come away from the Dutch league and become a world-class superstar. And what better stage to do it at than Man United?
Mr. B, anything to add with that?
If, you know, I'm ignorant to un-Premier League football and un-Champions League football. So I had to, when we were linked with him, when his name came up, I think he would be so dynamic for us. I think he was so dynamic for us. I mean, we talk about physicality of the Premiership. I don't think he would be involved in the physical side of the game. He's not that kind of player. He's going to show you one way and take the ball the other way. These are a player who will get you on your feet. What I expected Sancho to be doing for us, I would more seen Anthony be able to do for us earlier on in his career. I'm not saying we're going to get him, but a player of that level of excitement and that age, then yeah, Anthony all day for me. All day for me.
Right. So, guys, on Monday, we're going to go through some comments here quickly. Would you mind going through some of these guys' comment quickly? And yes,
I don't mind. No, I don't mind at all. But we have to go back a little bit. Matthew Bassett's in the house. He said press resistance. He was referring to
the word. Yeah, I'm still going to forget that word. But yeah, press resistance. Yeah.
Bath time saying it's more likely Pogba signs a contract than us bringing De Jong. Doesn't think that's possible.
Wash your mouth out. Bath time. Just don't.
Rebel saying the thing for Frankie is that there are a lot of young players stepping up. Sorry, there are a lot of youngsters after stepping up. There's could actually be room for him to leave. Right, there's youngsters that Ajax stepping up, so there is room. So it could be a signing, could actually make him come to the club. They said here, Matthew Bassett also saying De Jong is a baller, which is great for us. Anthony, we're talking about Anthony, and Anthony Herbert saying, thanks, OMONDI, for making me blush, because we're talking about his name a lot, and saying how wonderful he is. It's not you, Anthony. You're not that wonderful. Rush is saying, Anthony's a luxury player, old school Brazilian flair. He lacks in tracking back and doing the hard graft, but is very talented going forward, and this is the type to get you off your feet. I love this one from Box. Box, thank you your contribution here. He says Anthony Santos, Ajax coming through. Anthony Elanga, and Anthony Martial. Now that the three Anthonys. And Halftime saying, so we get Rafinha, who that works harder than Anthony. They're both Brazilian, by the way. Brush is saying Anthony and Sancho are the same age. It would be amazing to see them develop together. Andrew Williams, haven't you really touched on you much, but I'm giving you a shot here. He says, I got a bit of an issue with this general tone of discussion. Do you guys realize these guys are on good money? They can afford televisions. I would imagine they would have seen us. They would have seen us play. Anthony and Sancho on either wing would be fire, says Bassett. And they're saying, why would any of these guys choose us? Is that because of lack of Champions League? And finally, Brush is saying, I'm not sold on Paul Torres. This is centre back for Villarreal. We can watch him this week, actually. Although at this point, I would happily take someone who fits in and gives a consistent 7 out of 10. We're going back to centre backs there. So that's everything from me.
This one here as well. I had.
Oh, sorry, Cosman saying worst case scenario, Glazers blame Ralph, and we only get 3 players. This is what we discussed at the beginning. Yeah, it's true.
Guys, we were going to touch another subject, but I think we're running out of time. And basically, we found out, rumor is they found out who the person who's leaking information to the media, and that's none other than Lee Grant. But obviously, we can't sit there and say if it's true or not. It's only reports.
I love the way you did that.
It's only reports. It's only reports. It's only
Lee Grant, but we can't say whether it's true or false.
Alleged.
There you go. That's better. Alleged. So we don't get involved in it until it's proven innocent, until proven guilty. That's all I say. So,
but one thing I'd say for sure, I don't think Lee Grant will be at the club at the end of the season.
He probably won't be. But
just make a little statement, please, guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff coming out now. I think coming to the end of the season, people know that they're leaving probably. So people are starting to talk. We heard Lingard was saying to Paul Scholes something negative about the change room. That wouldn't have come out if he was staying, for example. So there's lots of things. There's whistleblowers, UK Stranger saying Jesse Lingard is a whistleblower. So there's a lot of information coming out. So keep your ears to the ground, guys. There's going to be a lot of whispers. You can write a book about what's been going on at Man United behind the scenes.
I will be on the agenda talking about it too.
Yeah. What's that series where they do the fly on the wall documentary? They did it with Man City. It was on Amazon Prime. They should have been brilliant to do that over the last couple of seasons at Man United because a lot's been going down. And hopefully one day we get to hear all about it.
And guys, we're going to sit there and we are 28 in the chat. Mr. B, you know what? Have you been paying someone to, jump on? Because we didn't say earlier.
I'll tell you, for everybody who liked today, you have kept me off a 24-hour stream. Thank you so much. And if you're still there and you haven't liked it, hit the like. If you're new to the channel.
Mr. B, there's still 10. There's still 10 more to like before we said 50.
No. We're done. We're done.
We said 50, 27 in the chat, and we're on 40 likes at the moment. If you're new to the channel,
appreciate
hit the subscribe
all your hard
button.
work, guys. All your hard work, guys. You know what time it is. As Bath Time says, has Mr. B been fed? I haven't. I haven't.
Absolutely brilliant. Guys, listen, we'll be back tomorrow, same time tomorrow at 8:30, where we'll be previewing the Chelsea game. It's going to be a tough game, but listen, positive. I still think we can get 3 points from it. Wink, wink. But guys, listen, thanks to everyone in the chat. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We are on the cuff of 1.5k subscriber to the channel. Without you guys, there wouldn't be a channel. So we'd like to say from myself, Solo, Mr. B, Shah, and OMONDI, and every single person from the Man United Agenda family, and also all you guys, you're part of the family. So we'll see you tomorrow night at 8:30. So from us, good night.
Good night, guys. Thank you.